Yeah, I'm a dog, but I'm scared and I want y'all to sing along. 'Cause the whole world loves it when you bump it down. Oh, 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 oh. I love that era of hip hop.
Oh, see. This whole time I thought you had just written that.
I don't know why you hate on us wanting to make music. It's unfounded. We have a demonstrated track record of Grammy Award winning songs, and it's really disheartening when you don't support our journey of being an artist.
We're trying to grow.
There's no industry more challenging than the cannabis industry than the music industry, and so we're going to try our hands at that next.
I think I'm going to shave my head.
I'm going to start a cooking show.
Okay. I'd watch that.
It's going to be bad.
Waking up with whip.
So it's 3:50. You're not even sure you're awake.
a baking show.
Yeah. You're probably wondering what I'm doing in your bedroom right now. We're teaching you how to make cinnamon raisin bread. Go back to sleep.
Just enjoy the loaf when you wake up.
It's good advice. Enjoy the love.
Actually, that'd be sort of a good bit, is waking up with whip, where it's like you go and do some content next to a sleeping person. As long as you can until they wake up, and you're like, and that's waking up with whip, and then that's the end of the episode.
And it's Dabs who's sleeping. It's
yeah,
it's Clement who's.
See, the thing is I don't want to get hit.
Yeah, well,
that's a good way to get hit real fast.
He's on to us.
Today we're gonna teach you how to make waffles.
Hey, so get your burner up to medium high heat.
All right, I got a heart out of 4.
All right, let's go. Welcome back to another episode of Tanner's Terp Tasting. I'm Tanner. Welcome to Tanner's Terp Tasting.
It's his show. We're just happy to be here.
So happy to have you guys. Jordan, Steve, welcome, friends.
I feel like I've already tasted the terps, but nope.
Are you? Yeah. What's your terp level at right now? Have you been smelling any terps, eating any terps?
No, not since last week.
Not since about a week ago.
Yeah, it's always sad having to go an entire week without tasting any terps, but Fridays are fun. We're happy to be back.
Like I'm smoking, but like I'm not tasting.
We're here. Luckily, here at the Dabble Depot studio, back for another week. I can't tell what we're having. I can tell it's solventless.
Oh yeah. So this week, another jar stumbled out of the fridge that happened to come from Michigan, or looks eerily similar, like it came from Michigan. This is Olio Solventless. Olio is a brand that originally started in Colorado.
Oh.
Expanded, now has a couple different states. Recently came to Michigan, has started making solventless there. But I wanted to bring it because I think they really lead in terms of just packaging that makes you feel like, oh, this is a really good product. And so let's talk about the packaging a little bit, at least the box, and then work our way inward from there.
Yeah, we were talking about kids' books earlier. There's definitely some imaginative creatures on this box.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like early AI art of like is this a real animal? But clearly human made, because it's actually pretty well done.
It is.
Birds turning into turtles, turning into iguanas, or
rhinoceroses is turning into like centipedes, or like worms.
Those on the audio version probably real confused right now. Go check us out on YouTube. You can actually see Steve hold up the box right now. Yeah, see that one right there
on the back, which is kind of fun. I'm looking at a sloth on the back of the packaging, right? Confirm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm also looking at a sloth outside at the studio.
I see him.
This is interesting. I'll just go over the facts with you. Like I'm John Barty.
Got it.
Total THC 74.39%. Woodwork in Minnesota.
Yep.
As long as you kept like 42 grams just for testing.
Yeah, you
purposes.
just gotta have it in the fridge just to chill and hang out. But yeah, it would work.
Not a single cent of CBD in here.
Nada. Get it out.
Do dabs ever try to play on both sides? Like
sometimes. Yeah, especially in the hemp days, you had a lot more like CBD type dabs make its way. CBG, all that good stuff. I think in today's market, you might find some that have 4 or 5% CBD. You might find some that are made specifically to be like 1-to-1 ratios. But generally speaking, it tends to be on the lower side.
Cool. And just to shout them out, is it Dab Olio?
Yeah, the artist of that for sure.
Well, so they have the website, dabolio.com. The handle's dabolio710, as well as Olio MI, Michigan. And for those in the MN Trees community, Michigan is where you can find.
Yeah.
Michigan.
Right.
But they also shout out the artist, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
They've got the handle on the artist there. Give them a shout.
Oh, yeah. Black Pine 303. I think this is cool. This is their Mac Mintz. So it's a cross between Mac and Kush Mintz. We've talked about the box. Let's go ahead and open it up, and I can show you guys what's inside. Now, they don't just have a jar inside of a box. We've now got this beautiful wrapping paper.
Wow.
I also love that every jar of Olio comes with its own custom dab tool.
Whoa.
So we've got a hockey stick with a Freddy Krueger mask on there, just ready to scoop that first dab into your Puffco or Dr. Dabber or whatever be it.
Wow. Wouldn't work in Minnesota.
No, unfortunately not. And then we've got the jar inside of a tissue paper.
Whoa.
This is one of the things that I hate about the industry, which is the excessive packaging, but also sometimes one of the things that I love about the industry is the excessive packaging.
Yeah.
This makes me feel like whatever is in this jar, real fancy.
Branding.
Yeah. Branding does a lot, and I'm excited to bust into that. So here, I'll slide that over to you.
Cool.
Go ahead and give that an open. You can give it a smell, and we can start talking about the whole rest of the kit and caboodle.
Alien Cookies, is that the A and C in Mac? What is Mac known as a strain or cultivar?
Yeah, so Mac is like a big one from our friend Capulator. He's the breeder behind Mac. We're coming up to, I believe, like the 10-year anniversary of when that was first bred. So just getting a little bit of that in there, along with, I believe you said Kush Mintz.
Kush Mintz. Yeah. You know, I know it's been a while. I don't know where your supply stash is, but this looks awfully like a Girl Scout cookie. Like a former, powered by, brought to you by type.
Absolutely.
Friend of the show. But I'm liking the texture on this. I haven't smelled it yet, but I like what I'm seeing. The crumbly aspect of this. Let me give it a smell.
And I'm excited because I haven't even looked in this jar yet. So I'm excited to see sort of how it looks.
I'm going to say there's a wide profile on here that, as we smell it, as we taste it, as we absorb the feeling of it, I feel like we're going to get a variety, a spectrum of feeling here.
Okay. All right. It's not just going to be like, oh, that's oranges and that's it.
The review last week got a little weird. I was listening back to
that.
TTT and I was like,
Show that.
Wasn't Ope's best work. It didn't sound like.
Yeah. I'll say that because they've had some real good stuff. So
They
I'm
have.
okay every so often saying, you know what, that one's just not for me. But we might have another jar of Ope that we'll have to give a try at some point. But Ope for today, let's scoop some of this Mac Mintz and see what we think.
So this is new to you and new to us?
This is, yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Tanner.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's always sort of fun opening a new jar, seeing the gram in there, and thinking that's gonna go real fast.
One day I want to have a fridge like yours. Just a magically appearing dab fridge.
I know.
This podcast brought to you by LG.
It's always also so interesting seeing sort of the jars that are made for fitting like 5, 6, 7 grams. And it's like, oh, that's cute. I'm excited.
Do some brands fill up the jar and sell it as such?
Yeah, especially in Michigan where you can sell up to 14 grams in a single transaction.
Right.
And I've bought in a jar that had 14 grams in it from Michigan.
Seriously?
It's like opening the bag of sour cream and onion Lay's chips, and then all of a sudden only 1/3 of the actual volume of the bag is filled with crisps.
I love potatoes.
Tragedy. I love potatoes.
Light.
Yeah.
But are you getting any of that onion?
Yeah, I was going to say I actually like the aftertaste a little bit more than that first. Sort of initially it's like, oh, that's a little piney woodsy for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think you get more of that like garlicky onionness sort of in that aftertaste. I don't get as much of that like minty herbally, but maybe that's what I'm getting sort of at the beginning from.
Yeah, right away.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming kind of right through the top of the head, and Yeah, I can see how like as tolerance increases, like more dabs take place, because you start to get the taste on the first one, and I'm liking the taste. How about you?
I really like the taste. I think it's mild, approachable.
Yes. Now you've done the M, you've done the A. Let's give it a C as well, because it is a Mac Mintz, right?
I'm gonna go coniferous.
Yeah.
Wow. I was gonna say cunctuous, but I didn't know if I could.
He's
if I
been
could fit
trying
that,
to- he's
so.
been trying
See,
to
but the
make-
thing is, Tanner's in my head because that joke came in. I was like, maybe not. And then like 3 other ones came in, and we are like, maybe not. And then I went with
You got Tanner.
Coniferous.
Tanner got your seconds.
Tanner. Definitely clocked me on that one. For sure.
So mild, approachable,
Approachable.
and
But-
smells of trees. Yeah.
I think what they're going for is that like herbaceousness, like a
Uh-huh.
clove or
Gin, a little bit of.
juniper,
Oh yeah.
maybe. I don't think I get juniper on that because juniper implies a certain sweetness that I don't think I'm getting. But
Could I smell it now after having tasted
Absolutely, please. We'll sort of show off the Q-tip while we're deliberating. Not a ton of burn material on that. That looks pretty clean. I like it.
it? Strong 7. I really like this, and I could go higher. I could grow to like this more.
Mm-hmm.
I love that I tasted it, and the packaging is it's at least an 8. You know, it's an
Yeah.
8 to a 10, depending on how. I'd love to, like you said, the hard part about extract packaging is that it's quite tight.
Mm-hmm.
You're dealing with maybe 1.5 inch cube, and you have to, list out quite a bit of information, especially the
Totally.
warning signs and things like that. So, like, I think they're doing a lot with the little.
Mm-hmm.
I'll round up to an 8.
Okay. Yeah.
No hate.
I think stuff like this is kitschy, right? Having like a cute little dab tool that comes in the box. Like, do we need to have that? No, but I gotta say I do sort of like it, and I think if I was in a market that I knew, every couple months they had a different dab tool in there, it might be one of those things to push me over the edge to say, yeah, I'll give that a try, and then have a cute little scraper tool that I can, throw in a Puffco bag when I forget a dabber or whatever.
You said they came out of Colorado.
Yeah, initially.
They've been around for a number of years then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in fact, I was sort of surprised to see them in Michigan initially. They're one that anytime I would go out to visit a friend of mine in Denver, he's like 710 is good, Lasercat is good, but Olio, they don't get enough recognition for how good they are, and I don't necessarily think I disagree. I've had some good stuff from them.
Love the name,
Mm-hmm.
and really love the brand. Did you see this?
I did see that.
What do you think of it?
I generally am not a good judge of graphic design because I know enough about graphic design to like have opinions, but I'm not a graphic designer. Therefore, I know when what I have created isn't correct, but I don't know what the correct answer is until I've arrived upon it. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Like, I'm a photographer. I use cameras. The computer, the 2-dimensional world of a computer canvas is not my comfort zone at all. But I like it. They kept it pretty simple.
Yeah.
It jumps off the shelf. Yeah.
I liked the moment where he was like, hey, have you seen this? And you put your producer hat on of like, oh, no, I'll get that later. Instead of your co-host hat on of, oh, what are your thoughts on this? Like,
Oh,
we just want your opinion.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. I went into a little artistic.
I'm gonna say
autistic.
whatever your number was, you got to add +1.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Just for the rant. Like, are we going to count that in as a handicap point? It's like the +1, like, or like any rant that it causes is an automatic 0.5 addition.
Yeah, anytime that we go into the direction of like, we're on Northern Lights, and then it's like, oh, no, wait. Oh, no. We're not right now. We're on Tanner's Terp tasting.
When is lunch again?
Where are we?
So my thoughts on this one is in that ballpark, I might feel a little lower than you said an 8.
I ended on an 8.
Yeah. I think I would go a very husky 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it's phenomenal. Husky 7.
A Husky 7.
Given that there's animals on the packaging. I love how you tied that in.
Yeah.
7 feels good to me because I think it's not my Terp profile, but man, if it isn't a good product, it's very well made. It looks nice. It smokes great. I love the little accoutrements, if you will, but
Hockey stick.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, from a marketing perspective, it gets a higher score, but that's not what the show is about. That would be what my show is. It's like Jordan judges Jimages or something.
Which I would watch.
That would be a different podcast. But
I think if we were blind doing it, I couldn't see the jar at all. I was blindfolded. I just did a dab of it. I'd probably say like 6.5.
I was gonna say 6.5 to
7.
7.
I think with the packaging and a little bit of oomph on top of that, it probably bumped me up to like a 7.
Yep. I think I arrived at a 7, all things considered.
I was strong 7, and I got off on it a little bit, and I said, this is cool. I really like it.
What I like about it, though, is it's, again, mild.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who doesn't know what they're getting into with maybe concentrates are like, oh, not that it's like a Coors Light, but like
No.
it can be appreciated by really anybody, whether it's Tanner or myself or like whoever's in between.
People
in
who
the
do
world of
more
concentrate.
dabs than me.
Yeah, somebody.
it's going to be
some
so
people that
dope
do more dabs.
when we can start to do Cornell urban agriculture and the like to really tie it into cannabis.
Totally.
That's going to be so cool.
Yeah. I'm excited for the future. And not that there's any lack of jar right now in Minnesota, but the future looks bright in terms of there being lots of hash everywhere.
Steve, why do you say that? Like, I don't know what the implication of what you just said means.
Because I think then we can be more respectful in our references to the hash culture, given how hard Olio worked to produce that box. Not to say Coors Light doesn't work hard, but we taste craft cannabis on this show. And the closer that craft cannabis can be to this show, the ... like, you know, it becomes actually Minnesota cannabis.
Yep.
And we're in college, so we do dabs.
Yeah.
Here we are.
I'm excited for a year from now when we can be doing the episodes making fun of ourselves where we like blind do dabs of like 4 different types and we rank them of like, this is definitely the highest quality. And this one is pretty trash. It's like, oh yeah, that's the stuff that you say that you like.
Oh, you put that as a 9.5 18 months ago.
Yeah. And now you say it's garbage. Or alternatively, the stuff that you say is really, really good, but that is now only $8 a gram versus the stuff that's $60 a gram and you say is pretty.
See, but the beauty of a subjective program.
Yep.
Access to market. Not access to Tanner's fridge, but access to making our own decisions, really understanding what's out there.
But if you do want access to my fridge,
Yes.
hit me up. We're always looking to try new jars on this show. Tanner's Terp Tasting, and this has been another episode of that. Thank you guys for joining for that.
What's
appreciate it.
what's the fridge look like now? Are we running on
These
smoke
days,
here?
real empty. But
Uh-oh.
hopefully with the summer coming soon,
Coming soon
harvest season coming up not that long after, there'll be jars aplenty.
on Tanner's Terp Tasting.
Which you can find every Friday in this podcast feed. You can also find it on YouTube and anywhere else where podcasts can be found. And you can find every Tuesday Northern Lights, a full episode, very enjoyable. The individual clips on YouTube, also very enjoyable. Go and check them out. But that's all we got for today.
Thanks to the Dabbler Depot. We'll see you next week.